Hello everyone, my name is FlareBlitzed and welcome to Girls, a visual novel based around a cafe in Akihabara fictionally. And look, we have several different links here, so I'm just kidding. You'll be able to find a link to this game in the description below along with the Kickstarter that's currently going on. It has about a week left from the time of this recording, so let us play and see what we can do with 4 lovely quote-unquote ladies. There's cross-dressing in this game. Enter my last name. I'll just submit that for now. Do we have a first name? Oh, damn it. Can I go back? Oh, no. I am not accepting this. This is very important. Whatever I submit as my last name might be cemented as a meme for the rest of time. Or it could be something that people would just resonate as something that's not a meme. Either way, it might be a meme. Flarina. Flare. There we go. I take in a deep breath as I step out of the subway and onto the sidewalk. High above, the sun greets me with a warm welcome. Is this one safe? Yes, it is. In Akihabara. High above the sun. Okay, we've already read that. I can already tell that today will be my turning point. Exactly. Farewell months of ruthless job searching, fruitless interviews, and daily cold calls to every employment office in the country. The streets of Akihabara, filled with bright colours and neon signs, are a sight to behold. Is there a roof around here with a peculiar object, one that is unidentifiable? That isn't to mention the huge billboard-style advertisements for manga and anime hung on all of the tall buildings. This is the otaku capital of Japan after all. Electronic Town, its name is Akihabara. Akihabara is also the technology capital of Japan, but nowadays that isn't exactly at the forefront of its tourism advertising. Oh, how the times change. Nowadays it's more about what's on the surface and inside cafes. Although it's somewhat intimidating to experience for the first time, from now on this place will be my home. Assuming my belongings safely arrived at my new apartment. Anyway, but what's the chance that something actually gets lost? Highly astronomically not. As I continue along, I pass rows of gigantic anime goods stores, custom-tailored cosplay shops, and hip high fashion banquets. There certainly are the kinds of things you'd expect to find on some random street in Nagano. Several minutes later, I come up to a block of restaurants and cafes that extends as far as the eye can see. It seems just a little bad for business, but it clearly works for the area, so I brush my apprehension aside and open my mind. Yes. Finally, I'll find my destination, a small cafe with beautiful decor covering its exterior. Above the entrance, a cute pink plaque reads, Girls Cafe. Oh, how does one advertise themselves nowadays? By presenting ourselves out as little mannequin not little, but little pieces of figurine. I've forgotten what their exact names are, those plaques. Despite spending years studying management in university, this was the single place of employment in Japan that would hire me after graduation. I wonder why. In that sense, I can't possibly be more thankful for its existence. It's only an added bonus that it serves my favourite kind of snacks. As I move towards the door, a beautiful girl wearing a frilly Maid costume steps in front of me. Oh, how wrong you're going to be, good sir, madam. Extending a printed advertisement in my direction with her gracefully thin wrists. When our eyes meet, I instinctively scan her features. Her large, round, violet eyes are decorated by long eyelashes that perfectly frame them. And her small peach-coloured lips pop out wonderfully against her porcelain skin? Without a doubt, she's gorgeous. Perhaps even the most attractive woman I've seen with my own 2 eyes. and on Unity you can't really hide, so that's a nice feature. Hello, Master. May I interest you in checking out our little cafe? We will be sure to sate your appetite. Let's be nice for now. I was just going there, actually. Oh my, is that so? The girl's cheeks become bright red against her pale skin, further highlighting her beauty. She quickly retracts the flyer, placing it back on top of her stack. This is made with Live 2D as well, I believe. How embarrassing. I certainly didn't mean to get in your way, Master. I hope you accept my sincere apology. Florina Flare. There's no need for that. If anything, I'm happy to see that the employees here are working so hard. The name Florina came about from a previous Let's Play I'd done on another game that I did, where somebody suggested me that if I have like a female persona, it would be Florina. And of course, male would be Flare. Greet her politely. My name is Florina Flare. From today forward, I'll be the manager at the Girls Café. I'm looking forward to working together. Oh my! I had no idea. I did hear about there being a new manager, but I wasn't told that you were arriving today. I'm pleased to make your acquaintance, Florina-san. My name is Kaduki Sina. Please don't be afraid to come to me if you have any questions. Thank you, Kaduki-kan. I'll let you know. My, there's no need to be so formal. Please, just call me Sina. Sina-kan, is it? Yes, I quite like the sound of that. Now then, why don't I show you inside? I forget in Japan it's the last name first, then the first name last. Is that okay? Don't you need to pass out flyers? It will be fine. It's almost time for my break. Anyway, don't worry. I'm not trying to shirk my duties or anything sneaky like that. Sneaky? Alright, I'll take your word for it, Sina-kan. We'll get inside and there's just going to be a big trap waiting for us inside. They're going to pin me to the floor and ask me questions like, how are you so attractive as our manager, for goodness sakes? Kaduki Sina, although I don't know much about her yet, I can tell that she's a force of nature. She has the kind of unparalleled beauty that turns the heads of men and women alike, and every word she speaks seems almost perfectly calculated. It's like Luca/Rook from Steins Gate. We're so bewildered by their charm that we almost forget that they're he. Anyways, if nothing else, this job is certainly a perfect fit for her. Allow me to lead the way then. With a wink, Sina hops ahead of me and opens the door with a slight playful bow. Thank you. As I enter the cafe, a rush of warm air brushes against me and the light, delightful scent of fruit fills my nose. From a sensory standpoint, this cafe is already several steps above the rest. And 3 more wonderful girls greet us. Almost immediately, 3 heads turn towards me from their respective areas of the cafe, each beautiful in her own way. The only one who approaches me, however, is the short girl with a tomboyish shock of blonde hair. The other 2 remain where they are, continuing to serve guests. Hi, how can I help you today, Master? Before I can reply, Sina steps in front of me with a surprised half smile, her long dark hair fluttering past, contrasting her co-worker's appearance. Oi, Ayase-san. This isn't a customer, no. This is our new manager. The girl named Ayase tilts her head to the side ever so slightly and observes me for a good few seconds. Finally, a realization rises behind her eyes. I kinda remember hearing something about that. What happened to the last guy again? Something about not wanting to give a certain impression. Could you inform us of what that impression might be, and then we won't be as in the dark as we are in right now? Too bad. He was kind of funny. I sort of liked him. Ayase-san, I never realized you felt that way. I am so sorry. No skin off my teeth. I just thought it was hilarious to watch. I'm squirmed from a little teasing, you know. Ayase-san, isn't that a little... We're a bad manager, but we're gonna let him continue this spout. Oh, what? Nanasti-can sure didn't seem to mind. Perhaps not, but she was also complacent in your so-called teasing. Exactly, it was hella fun. You should try not to say that. Jokes aside, that's very unladylike of you. It's fine. Ain't nobody asking me to serve them because I'm the picture of feminine charm. That's what they ask for you, or Hayase-can for. Even so, teasing your superior isn't it unprofessional? You've always been uptight, haven't you, Sina-chan? Sina's lips flip into a tight frown, her delicate eyebrows cresting. It's an adorable pout, to say the least. Ayase-san, please. With a sigh, Ayase crosses her arms over her chest and shrugs. I'm poor with Japanese names, by the way. Fine, fine. I'm sorry, okay? Never mind. Well then, perhaps we should continue on? The floor is a tad busy today, so why don't the two of you head to the office while I speak with the others? I'm sure it will cause less confusion this way. I have no objections, since there aren't any real alternatives. I nod at Sina. With that, she begins to walk off, but then abruptly turns around. Ah, do you remember where the office is? It's fine, I can show him where it is. Oh good, thank you, Ayase-san. Hehe, don't mention it, Sina-chan. As Sina heads onto the floor, Ayase motions for me to follow her down the little hallway near the kitchen. At the end of the hall, there's a door with a plaque that reads Manager's Office above it. Ayase moves aside to allow me to stand in front of it, and I reach into my pocket to grab my key. A short moment later, the door is unlocked, and we step inside together. Okay. As a rush of dust hits my nostrils, I flick the light switch on. All in all, it's a nice office, a bit cramped, but it leaves nothing for wanting. There's even space to keep one's personal belongings stashed away. Ayase steps ahead of me and nudges herself into a corner by the side of the main desk, making herself comfortable by leaning against the wall. I follow suit and take a seat at my desk, brushing the top layer of dust off the surface as I do so. So, you into this kind of thing? What kind of thing? You do know what kind of cafe this is, don't you? If you don't, well, this is gonna be interesting. I don't know what you mean. I'm sorry. Well, we should probably wait for the others. They'll be able to explain it better. Or something. It's like a cafe. It's like a Maid cafe or something like that, but they all have different kind of styles and personalities to them. Sure, whatever you think is best, Ayase-can. Yeah, this'll be fun. The door clicks open. Sina walks in first, followed by two unfamiliar women, one with nape-length silver hair and piercing blue eyes. The other just a few inches shorter than the first, with lengthy lilac locks and twinkling eyes of a similar shade. All four of them are here. The short-haired girl undeniably gives off a commanding presence. Despite her casual demeanor, I can't take my eyes off of her. Stop staring into them, okay? This is not professional for you to do, okay? Just absolutely unprofessional for you to stare at someone like that. It's no surprise when she stands directly in front of my desk, her gaze meeting mine. Hello. Sorry that I wasn't able to greet you before, but I was a little preoccupied. I'm sure you get it. Let's laugh it off. I give a friendly laugh, indicating a smile from the women as she places her hands on her hips. I'm Nagisa. Nice to meet you, Mr. Manager. I can't wait to see what wonderful work you do for us, and I'm sure it will be wonderful. I think these four are the manager and we're some sort of plaything. That could be the case. Oh my, don't put too much pressure on our brand new manager, Nanasi-kan. We don't want to scare him away before he has gotten to do a single task. Exactly, it's hard enough to find people willing to take a job at a place like this, you know. The girl standing in the far corner steps forward with an indiscernible expression, holding one hand with French manicured nails over the other across her chest. Although all of these women are well dressed, the small details that display an innate affection for aesthetics in this one's appearance truly make her stand out. Fashionista. I don't know how to pronounce that. Fashionist. I don't know how to pronounce that. Sorry, it's like barrister, but fashionate. Okay, oh come on, don't make it sound like it's awful work or whatever. This is a great job. You should be happy to work with beauties like us, don't you think? At least, if I were an unruly looking man like him, I'd be pretty darn grateful. Ah, the girl's expression gradually turns from one of shock as I feel my features twist into a grimace around the room. There's an awkward peal of laughter. Oops, I totally didn't mean it as an insult. I swear I just meant... Before she can continue, Nanasi takes a half step closer to her and places a hand on her shoulder. Now, Katie-chan, beauty is certainly in the eye of the beholder. It certainly is. Well, until they're forced to acknowledge what's under our skirts. Anyway, the mood easily settles down, everyone's shoulders resting in their usual position. I can't help but be thankful for Nanasi. Or at least I am until she turns to me with a devilish grin that induces a full body shiver. I suppose there's not much point in my asking since you've already been taken on by the higher-ups. But what do you think about the otaku like us, Mr. Manager? Are we cute enough for you, or... Listen, I know exactly what we need, and that is some sparkles everywhere. Just as like an illusion, just some sparkles. That's the only thing we need for perfection in this place, okay? Yeah, let's go down a rabbit hole, folks. Why not? Suki, I'd like to try one of those outfits. Heck yes. That'll definitely make things easier for us. I, for one, am quite relieved to hear that. It'd be a problem otherwise. Yeah, it would. Why don't we start by hearing your introduction, Mr. Manager, and then maybe you can tell us something about yourself. Then again, it seems like you were getting nice and cozy with Sino-chan already. Nanasi-kan, please, it's not like that. Oh, it isn't? My bad. Sorry about that, mister. Why don't you continue? I will give a friendly introduction. I'm Flare. Although I'll be your new manager, I hope all of you can eventually consider me a friend. Someone you can talk to when you're having a problem. Let's get along, alright? As for something about myself, well, I only moved to Akihabara today, so I hope you'll share the names of your favourite restaurants and shops with me. Just today? Huh? Well, that's pretty impressive. Moving all the way here to work at a cafe like this? You're a bit of a wild card. The woman sitting next to Nanasi moves closer to the front of my desk, with a lovely smile, brushing her long hair out of her face as she does. Great to meet you, Florina-san. I'm Hayasaka Katie. Let's enjoy our time here together, okay? Let's all work together for the sake of this cafe. Yes! Now then, we should probably get back on the floor, don't you think? It'd be awful if all of our customers left while we were chatting it up in here. I'm sure Mr. Manager agrees. Yes, I suppose you're right. Great. Time to get back to work, ladies. What should I do, boss? What about me? Is there anything I can help with? That's a very cooperative way of looking at things. Oh, you don't already have some sort of plan figured out? Shame, shame, Mr. Manager. Maybe you should have... What I just noticed is there isn't a fast forward option if you've already gone over text, so maybe that could be implemented into the game itself in the Unity engine. What about me? What should I do, boss? These three just seem like that there's something that we can't actually do, like we're clueless as to what we need to actually do. Remain quiet. As long as I don't have to do anything that'll break my nails. If you have time to worry about pointless things, you have time to be asking for orders and cooking. Huh? If you say so. Is that a particular nickname that they give? Nancy claps her hands, slightly leaning against my desk with her thighs as she ushers the other waitresses out of the office. Sina, Ayase, and Hayasaka swiftly disappear down the narrow hallway. Suddenly, Nancy turns to me with a wide grin, mischief glimmering in her azure irises. And what about you, Mr. Manager? Are we just supposed to leave you in here alone with that box of tissues or... Excuse me, my pair of tissues are for emotional moments early when I cry. If you're thinking of that, you've got another thing coming. You're going to be fired. My gaze drifts to the corner of the desk where a lone, partially used box of tissue does. Indeed, sit. A nervous chuckle escapes my lips on sheer reflex. That's not... Of course not, Nanasty-can. Even if you say that, I feel like I should keep an eye on you all of a sudden. It's almost as if you would when there wasn't a manager here. But then again, the door's locked, so it wouldn't be possible. Besides, you need something to do. Anyway, for today only, I'll grant you the honor of following me around while I do my job. But we're your manager. Don't you dare give us any orders. It goes without saying that I won't let you out of my sight. You should do the same for me as well. Hehe. I nod my head. Even if I had another choice, since Nancy made that crude joke, there's no way I could stay in the office all day without my integrity being called into question. Alright, this is a great opportunity to get to know one another too. Nancy can. If you say so, Mr. Manager. Now, let's get a move on. Who's the manager here anyways? The silver-haired beauty practically hops out of the room, giggling all the while. It's a charming sight, watching as her nape-length hair bounces up and down. Not to mention the alluring patch of exposed skin that begins at her hips, providing a near uninhabited look at her posterior. Yeah, that is kind of a questionable feature there. I'm probably sure you noticed it at the menu screen as well. I quickly tried to peel my eyes away. However, the last thing I want to do is get caught staring. Is there something that is concerning you? Something that has caught your attention? Once we're on the floor, everyone splits up. Kaduri heads back outside with a stack of flyers, while Ayase and Hayasaka move to either side of the cafe proper. I follow Nancy behind the counter. I instantly notice that the display case is full of wonderful pastries, baked goods, and even some sandwiches in the refrigerator section, accompanied by bottled drinks of all varieties. On top of the counter, there's a cash register that's so vintage in style that one might suspect it to be just for show, even though there's a debit card processor plugged into it. No matter how you look at it, this is undoubtedly a cafe. Despite the unconventional choice of employees, it has all the necessary fixings. It's almost too normal. There's nothing about the place that immediately makes you think, wow, what a cafe! It's a special kind of cafe. All of a sudden, Nancy hops in front of me smiling. Hey, Mr. Manager, you seem to be thinking pretty hard. What's on your mind? I am looking around my surroundings before I put my feet on the ground. What's on your mind? You are. The cafe. She plants her arms firmly on her hips, twisting her lips downwards. Is that all? Boring. Well, never mind that for now. We have a master serve. Keep your eyes peeled. You're about to witness a pro at work. As Nancy speaks, she directs me to turn around. A smiling customer is approaching the counter with their bill. The blue-eyed girl effortlessly shifts stances, her posture becoming indescribably adorable in a flash. What can I help you with today, master? Even the pitch in her voice has become cuter. Watching Nancy work her magic feels much like watching a sage play. I'd like to pay for my meal. Of course, master. Allow me to serve you. Nancy takes a bill from the man's hand, her fingers brushing against his in the process. His cheeks go bright red, but Nancy only giggles and grins. She reads the total off to him, and they quickly sort out the payment. Thankfully, since I worked at a convenience store when I was younger, I'm already familiar with how to work a register, but I do pay close attention just in case. Thank you for allowing me to serve you, master. Please come again. Nancy bows as the man begins to walk away. Customer, I will definitely be back. Once he's left through the door, she stands back up. What do you think? Great work. That's all I can say, honestly. As expected. Again and again, I watch as Nancy sends each customer away with a big smile and a thick sheet of blush, whether they're male or occasionally female. Clearly this is a practiced talent of hers, and it deserves my respect. Even when things seem as if they're about to go away, this woman skillfully reels the situation in before it can escalate. By the time Nancy's lunch break comes around, I can't help but wonder why she isn't the manager here. If no one else, she must be qualified. Well then, I'm going to grab something to eat. Meet me here in 15 minutes. Alright, enjoy your meal. Unsure what else to do and not wanting to bother anyone else in the midst of their work, I head to my office to look over the files there. I fall against the chair of my newly appointed office, heaving a sigh. All of the day's exhaustion suddenly crushes my shoulders, as like a tidal wave. Shoulders. Somehow my muscles have become so. Okay, that actually makes sense. It's just me. As it turns out, learning on the job is quite stressful. Of course, it doesn't help that I've never been the type who's perfectly sociable. Getting to know 4 people in a day is surely a feat. Before I can fully relax, however, the door creaks open a sliver. A pair of gem-like eyes meet mine. Nancy again? Why is she the limelight of this endeavour? Nancy's head slips through the doorway and she gives me a smirk that sends a chill down my spine. I hope he won't be slacking off on us too much, Mr. Manager. Since this is your first day, I'll be lenient. Just don't forget that this cafe is our treasured haven. If you do something to ruin the atmosphere, well... Oh my... Okay. Why? Goodness sakes. That needs to be pardoned with. In the gap between sentences was... Okay. Hem of her and lifts it just above her waist. No matter how hard I try, I can't peel my eyes away from the hypnotizing pitch blackness of her undergarments. Rather the distortion in the fabric clearly any doubts I had about what may or may not be under Nancy's skirt. I won't be afraid to punish you a little. Got it? With that, she drops her apron and once again she steps into the hallway, leaving only parts of her vestige visible to me. You hear about people putting up metaphorical walls between themselves and others, but she's showing it quite literally, and proudly nonetheless. All I can do is gulp and respond with a small nod of my head. The way this woman is holding my gaze is absolutely mesmerizing. It feels as if every molecule of my being is at her command in this moment. Then, as if everything's fine, Nancy giggles and closes the door behind her. It's almost as if she was never there to begin with. That certainly was a surprise. I never expected that kind of outcome. What in the world have I gotten myself into? That was what I was thinking as well. Flarina Flare, newly employed at the Girls Café as a replacement manager. After months of searching for a job, the stars have aligned, and I find myself in a veritable paradise. From now on, I'll be surrounded by the most beautiful cross-dressers Akihabara has to offer. Can a man ask for more? Thank you for playing the Girls demo. We hope you had a great time getting to know each of the girls. Don't forget there are more options to explore if you haven't had enough yet. Indeed there are. Only with your help can we see the development to the end. And of course, make it the best experience possible. You can help the cafe stay open by backing the game on Kickstarter and following us on Steam and adding this game to your wish list. Also, a follow on our social media is always appreciated. You can click get the full game button on the main menu to be redirected to our Kickstarter page. Thanks again, see you at the Kickstarter. So I hope you enjoyed it, folks. We're going to be going through some of the other options in the game, but yeah, that was a bit too up front there. There wasn't anything on show, but there was a bulge there. Oh dear, what have we got ourselves into, folks? Oh, I played Flustruck before on this channel, so it's not like I'm encroaching absolutely new territories. Only if you'll be serving me. My, what demanding master you are. Despite her harsh choice of words, the girl's smirk and tone of voice indicate that she's only having fun teasing me. I can't leave my post anytime soon, unfortunately. I'll be handing out flyers until the evening. Of course, I don't do this every day. Perhaps for today you can settle for being served by the other ladies. And if you enjoy our service, you can return another day to be served by me. The way she suddenly brushes her hair out of her face and slows her blinking, accentuating the length of her elegant eyelashes, is meticulously calculated. This woman is nothing less than a well-practiced master salesman. I can't help but respect her game. I almost feel bad about having to put a stop to her hustle. If I were a real customer, I'd certainly be sold. A real customer? My apologies, I don't understand what you mean, master. Greet her casually? I'm Flare. I'm the new manager at the Girls Café. Oh my, I had no idea. I did hear about there being a new manager, but I wasn't told that you were arriving today. And we're moving onwards. Maybe we should move on? I clear my throat, drawing both of the girls' eyes. Maybe it's time for us to move on. I'd like to speak for the rest of the employees here and introduce myself. It's important that we all get off on the right foot. Oh my. I am so sorry, Florina-san. I never intended to derail things further. No need to apologize, Sina-kan. Let's just try to get things back on track. I give Sina a nod and then turn to Ayase, who is wearing a mildly pained expression. I can't help but feel bad seeing her like this. I'm sorry too. Didn't mean to be a pain on your side. Not at all. I'm glad to hear that you liked your previous manager. Just maybe we can talk about that another time. For now, I want to interrupt your workday as little as possible, and that means getting down to business as quickly as possible, you see? Right, I see your point. The short-haired girl clutches her hands in front of her skirt. She averts her gaze from mine, a light blush covering her cheeks. Still, I am sorry. I don't want to make a bad impression right out of the gate. Please don't be. You aren't making a bad impression, I promise. Thank goodness. Well then, perhaps we should continue on. The floor is a tad busy today, so why don't the two of you head to the office while I speak with the others? I am sure it will cause less confusion this way. Okay, this is what we've already know about. Are you? I wouldn't be here if I wasn't, would I? Getting found out would be the end of my reputation, you know. That's certainly a good point. You must be pretty brave then. Brave or dumb? Hard to say, really. But well, I'm just living my truth. If this is your truth, good for you. It just might be. I see. The way Asi delicately raised her hand to her chin, folding her almost unbefittingly long fingers into a loose fist, is adorable. It's practically the definition of gapmo. Smile and nod? I nod, indicating a smile from the woman as she placed her hands on her hips. I'm Nanasi Nagisa. Nice to meet you, Mr. Manager. I can't wait to see what wonderful work you do for us. and I'm sure it will be wonderful. Okay. Wait, what's an otaku? Nana's expression instantly twists with confusion, her arms crossing over her chest. I really hope you aren't serious, Mr. Manager. Are you? Yes. The room fills with the sound of collected groans and the atmosphere becomes strangely heavy. What exactly is an otaku? We're cross-dressers. We're guys in dresses. Cute stockings and frilly panties. Straight to the point. Frilly panties. Speak for yourself. But they're part of the uniform, aren't they? You aren't breaking the dress code, are you, Aya-chan? After giving her head a small shake, Sina nudges Nancy on the side and steps forward. The clients we serve here are men and women who enjoy the company of people like us. Whether their desire is simply to have a laugh at us, find companionship, or perhaps something more carnal. Oh, don't word it like that. You're totally making us sound like... that certainly was not my intention. I only mean that they may enjoy looking at us and fantasizing, yep. Then use your big girl words to say that. Sheesh, I don't want my reputation going down the drain because of a dumb misunderstanding. My apologies. Let's not argue amongst ourselves, alright? We have, enough to deal with as is. Agreed. The girls each turned to me with expectance, almost pleading gazes. This isn't going to be a problem, is it? No, not a problem whatsoever. I'm a professional. I shake my head. This is my job, and I have to be a professional. Great. Since that's settled, why don't we start by hearing your introduction, Mr. Manager, and then maybe you can tell us something about yourself. Then again, it seems like you were getting nice and cozy with Sina-chan already. Stop it. Give a polite introduction. My name is Flare. From today forward, I'll be the manager of the Girls Café. I look forward to working together. As for something about myself, well... Okay, they're both very, very minor differences. Let's continue with this route. Yeah, like... Despite a playful tone of voice and expression, there's a certain disappointment hidden behind Nancy's eyes, even though we've only known each other for a couple of minutes or our personalities are clashing. But perhaps over time that will change if I make an effort to get to know her better. For now, the best thing I can do is ensure I don't make the situation any worse. Well, no, I wasn't given many details on the job before or after I was hired, quite honestly, so I've been playing it by ear up until now. I do hope that each of you as my subordinates will support me as I come up with a proper plan of action for this cafe. I, of course, would like all of us to succeed together. My, what a chivalrous thing to say. I must admit, I am charmed, Florina-san. I will help you however I can. Kaduri-kan. Thank you. Heh. Are you too done flirting? There are masters waiting to be served, you know. Shut up. Yeah, no offense, but I'd like to get out of this stuffy room as soon as possible. It's going to give me a breakout. Florina-san, why don't you shadow us for today? That is probably the easiest solution to this dilemma. Exactly. Shadowing someone is very good to get first-hand experience at the job. We will show you how we serve our clients, and you get a better understanding of the cafe's inner workings in exchange. That's a fantastic idea, Kaduri-kan. I'm glad you think so. Oh, more options await, so that was just one of many routes, I suppose. Well, all I'm going to say is we're going to go from top to bottom. Nancy, we already kind of shadowed your day, so let's just have a recap of different events. So, you want to follow me around? I'm fine with that as long as you don't cause any trouble for me. You have my word. Good. Come along then, Mr. Manager. When you say it like that, you make sound like your pet. My pet? We'll see about that. Nagashi, that's not a very funny joke. It's as Hayase-kan says. We don't want to scare our new manager away on his first day, do we? Fine, fine, I'll tone it down for the time being. In any case, I'm not exactly making the best impression, am I? Am I? Nancy flips her hair out of her face with a pouty sigh before batting her eyelashes in my direction. For as fake as it appears, I'm admittedly charmed. I'll be taking care of you today, Mr. Manager. Let's try to get along, shall we? Wait, we're not getting along? Of course we're getting along. The platinum blonde holds out a hand to me, bowing ever so slightly as she does so. With all eyes on me, I don't hesitate to take her hand in mine. Yes, let's get along, Nancy can. With that, the five of us shuffle towards the door with me at the very rear. Everyone is eager to get a breath of fresh air at this point. I think it's going to be the same as it was before, but I'll stop if there's anything different. Before we do, we're just going to say, you are? Oh, Mr. Savvy now, are we? Do you think you'd make me blush saying that? Yes. Well, maybe a little, at least. Cute. I'll give you points for trying then. Well, never mind that for now. We have a master to serve. Keep your eyes peeled. You're about to witness a pro at work. Shh! It's a secret. Oh, I like a good secret. You aren't going to ask what it is? Nope, it's not like I care or anything. I just respect your game. Oh, I see. Well, never mind that for now. We have a master to serve. A master to serve. A matter at hands here. Ask to shadow Kaduki. Me? Why? I would be honoured. Kaduki cutely claps her hands, beaming all the while. Although I am not sure how much else you can learn from me. Never mind that. Since that's solved, we can get out of here, yeah? Right, let's get a move on, people. With that, the five of us shuffle towards the door with me at the very rear. Everyone is eager to get a breath of fresh air at this point, and I don't blame them all. Once we're on the floor, everyone splits up. Ayase and Hayasaka move to either side of the cafe proper with Nancy heads behind the customer service counter. I follow Kaduki outside once more, stack of flyers in hand. It only takes her a moment to find a place to stand front and center. Not wanting to scare anyone away, I stand closer to the cafe entrance but out of its direct path. I watch as she hands the pieces of paper to passerby. People. My bad, folks, I don't know why I got so confused there. Most leaving with a smile. Even when she's ignored, however, Kaduki doesn't let her expression falter. Her resilience is doubtlessly commendable. After a few more minutes, she approaches me with a small smile. Flarina-san, if you stand so far away, you'll have trouble hearing my pitch. Is that not an important part of your task? But I don't want to scare away any potential customers. I mean, that's my game. I don't want to scare any potential customers away. Scare them away? How so? Well, if I'm standing behind you, staring straight at them, they might get the wrong impression. Perhaps. Never mind. Then, I suppose there's no other way. I'm sorry, Flarina-san. It isn't your fault. If anything, it's mine for not thinking far enough ahead. Flarina-san? In any case, I won't be working outside for the entire day. After my lunch break, I will switch to working as a waitress. Great. In the meantime, however, there isn't much point in you staying outside, is there? There is no need for you to strain your back and legs in the outdoors. Perhaps there's something you can do inside for now. Now that you mention it, I'm sure there's some paperwork that needs looking over. In that case, I'll take care of that for the time being. I was going to say, in that case, I'll be taking care of that for the time being. Thank you, Senior Can. The pleasure is all mine, truly. I'll see you soon. Head back in here. Is it going to be the same one? Same person? Yep, so we'll bypass this. You're right, let's see what's going on. Then please come a little closer. Alright, how close is too close though? If I'm standing right behind you, staring at whoever you talk to, they might think we're Yakuza trying to extort them. Sen's mouth drops open as she stares at me utter awe. She looks like she wants to laugh but has somehow forgotten how to do so. The more I rethink my words, the more I understand her reaction. Bad joke, sorry. Seriously though, I don't want to be so close but it's off-putting. My job is to grow this business, not frighten off customers. You do have a point. I apologise. Perhaps it is best to go back to where you were standing. No worries. It isn't your fault. I think it's mine for not thinking far enough ahead. Perhaps they seem insignificant now, but these changes will properly come up in the full game when it's released. Hiya, Saka. Me? That feels a little out of left field, but I'm game. I guarantee you won't see anything interesting, though. If you're looking for excitement, you should go with Ayakan. Hey, didn't I tell you to stop calling me that already? It's real annoying, you know. I'm not a baby and you aren't either. Jeez, you seriously care about the most pointless things. I didn't ask what you thought, I asked you to stop. Hayasaka sighs and shrugs, crossing her arms over her chest. Her demeanour makes it clear that she won't be giving a clear answer to requests anytime soon. Now, there is no need to argue. For the time being, let's focus on getting through the workday. Fine. I've got better things to do anyway. We're finally getting out of here. Wonderful. With that, the five of us shuffle towards the door with me at the very rear. Everyone is eager to get a breath of fresh air at this point. And I don't blame them. Once we're on the floor, everyone splits up. We've already read through that. I follow Hayasaka to the left side of the cafe floor, where a surprising number of customers are seated, given the time of day and the fact that the place has barely been open longer than an hour. Try not to tail right behind me or anything like that. Don't want to intimidate anyone by accident, right? We want our customers to come back. I'll be careful. Actually, why don't you take a seat at the table over there? It shouldn't get much busier than this, and it'll keep you from standing in anyone's way, yeah. Admittedly, I'm impressed by Hayasaka's quick thinking. It's difficult to grasp one's personality traits when you've barely spoken to them, but I already got a sense that she works well under pressure. Good idea. Thanks, Hayasaka-kan. Of course. As I take a seat at the table in the corner, Hayasaka makes her rounds. She ensures the customers whose orders haven't been taken yet are served and then checks up on those still dining. Despite running back and forth between tables, moving from corner to corner, not once does she break a sweat or show any sign of vulnerability. Then again, if this is what she does day in and day out, it's no wonder. It must be quite the workout. And that's not even considering the emotional labour it inevitably takes to wear a smile and fulfill each and every master's fantasy. Of course, that goes for each of the girls, and to myself as well. Thus, I make sure to commit every potentially useful customer service technique I can witness to memory. Hey! All of a sudden Hayasaka is standing in front of me, her nose merely inches away from mine. The woman can move like a phantom. I reflexively jump on my seat. What are you laughing at? Oops, sorry, I probably shouldn't have laughed at that. Especially not to a manager. That was really disrespectful of me. Oh dear, that last one seems quite mean. Really mean, so we'll do that one first and any others later. Hayasaka's shoulders drop and her frown deepens so far that I worry it might leave permanent wrinkles on her face. Needless to say, I'm filled with regret, but at the same time I know I can't back down now. It would show too much weakness. I'm sorry, Florina-san, I'll be more careful in the future. Maybe I'd better return to work before I say anything else I don't mean. I'm sorry. Hayasa-kan eagerly returns to her customers, her body language instantly becoming uppity once more. Before long, it's time for both of us to take a lunch break, so I head to my office and make myself comfortable. Hayasa-kan, you did me a great favour by doing that. I mean, that's certainly looking on the bright side. You know, I like you. You're not half as stiffy as you look. There goes me and my big mouth again. Sorry. Not at all. Hayase-kan, I know what it's like when the words don't quite come out how you'd like them to. Thanks. I appreciate your understanding. I wish I could say I won't do it again, but I'm basically cursed when it comes to picking words, if you know what I mean. Here's hoping for better luck next year. As long as it doesn't negatively affect your work, I think you're fine the way you are. Is that so? Well then, maybe. Thanks, Florina-san. I appreciate it. For now, though, I better get back to it. Talk to you later. Yeah, I'm definitely not going anywhere. Hayase-kan eagerly returns to her customers, her body language instantly becoming more uppity. Don't worry about it. Can you afford to be so casual about things like this? If you're too easygoing, we're all going to take advantage of you, you know. That depends on the player's perspective. It'd be a big problem now she sets her sights on you, too. She isn't the kind to let a weak spot pass her by unexploited. You may have a point with that first thing, but it's not good to put down your co-workers to your superiors. If you have a personal problem with Nanase-kan, you should work to resolve it with her. The sad part is you aren't wrong, but it's not like... Never mind, sorry for bringing it up. This is starting to, kill my mood. I'm going to get back to work before I scare anyone away with my gloom. Perhaps that's for the best. Keep up the good work, Hayase-kan. Thanks, I'll try. She eagerly returns to her customers. Last but not least, Ayase. Ain't got a problem with that, I'm up for it. Glad to hear it. Well, let's just not sit around, we have things to do, people. Ain't that supposed to be the manager's line? You'd think so, but here we are. Nancy gives me a strangely cold smirk. All I could do is brush it off with an awkward grin. Let's mosey on then, everyone. What kind of phrase is that? You're from out in the country or something. No more than you are, I'm sure. Oh. As the room bursts into laughter, the five of us shuffle towards the door with me at the very rear. Once we've moseyed onto the floor, everyone splits up. She does that. I follow Ayase to the right side of the floor and she quickly jumps into her work. Not so much as sparing me an explanation of what she's about to do. She prances straight up to a customer who sat down while we're in the back room and asks for their orders. Amid watching the show, however, the blonde turns to me and does a come hither motion. Why are you standing all the way over there? Come and help me already. Sorry, boss. I'm coming, boss. Something like that, boss. Of course, boss. But I forgot my maid uniform this morning. Oh no, did you? What a tragedy. You're in luck though. We happen to keep spares in the back just in case something like this ever happens, you know. I can hold down the fort while you're changing, so take your time. You are joking, right? I don't actually have to squeeze my hairy legs and arms into a tiny dress. Of course not, mister. Although I definitely pay to see that, not gonna lie. But maybe another time. If it ain't a solid no, I'll keep that in mind. I give a nervous laugh, already regretting my phrasing. Forget that, why don't you help me take care of the tables? Well, I'd probably only get in the way. The customers are here for you, not me. That doesn't mean you can't help me clear tables and bring out meals. If anything, they'll appreciate it since I can spend more time interacting with them, you know. That is a good point. If that's what you think, I don't mind being your assistant for a day. Thanks. Again, who's the manager here? And so I'm somehow roped into acting as a busy boy until Ayase is ready to go on her lunch break. At which point I head back to my office for a well-deserved sit down. I don't know if that's a good idea. Why not? Well, I probably only get in your way. The customers are here for you, not me. That doesn't mean you can't help. Okay, I think that's a shorter version of the previous one. Sorry, boss. I'm coming, boss. What are you saying, you big goofball? This ain't a comedy routine. This is a real serious job. Well, you know what they say, a laugh a day keeps the doctor away. Think of this as a special service. On that note, why not let our mistress here be the judge? What do you say, madam. I turn to the woman's seat at the table Ayase is standing in front of. She peers at me, slightly bewildered at being called upon, but quickly breaks into a giggle. Can't say I'm super into stage plays or anything like that, but I do enjoy seeing Aya-chan put on the spot. It's like I'm getting to see a more intimate side of her, so thanks and keep it up. Ayase and I share a laugh. I haven't even considered that each of the girls might have their own fan club members, so to speak, so this has been an enlightening experience in itself. Anyway, why don't you help me take care of the tables? It'll be a big help, honestly. Well, I probably only get in your way. The customers are here for you, not me. That doesn't... Okay, we've already been through this part. It's the opposite of a problem. Not at all. In fact, it's the opposite of a problem. I love them. Oh, wow. Someone seems motivated all of a sudden. Honestly, I don't realize what kind of cafe this was at first, but you certainly won't hear me complain about it. Great. Then it's settled. Introductions as always. No, I'm just kidding, okay? Everyone in the room gives me an awkward chuckle. Clearly my attempt at a joke has gone completely wrong. Better luck next time. Why don't we start by hearing your introduction, Mr. Manager, then maybe you can tell us something about yourself. Okay, so we skipped a whole lot of dialogue there. Squirming, did you put bugs in his pants? Ayase-san, is the matter though? Both the girls' faces light up with shock and then utter disgust. Florina-san, that is not the mental image I wished for when I awoke this morning, especially not right now before lunch. What she said. Hey, you can't blame a guy for trying to make a joke. Is that so? Sen's eyes shimmer with a certain distaste that's almost arousing. I feel like if this keeps up much longer, something within me will awaken. I don't know, that was pretty bad, Master. I'll give you 1 point for the effort though, I guess. But thanks. Well then, perhaps we should continue on. The floor is a tad... Okay, we've already been through this. That depends. Will you clean my house afterward? I'm sorry, Master. We may be maids, but we don't offer a cleaning service. That is... Maid cafes are simply a form of cosplay cafe, not a dining cleaning hybrid sort of business. Once again, I apologize for any confusion, Master. However, if you are looking for something to eat, or perhaps some heartwarming company, I am sure we can fulfill your needs satisfactorily. The girl's face lights with a radiant smile. Can't help but feel a bit guilty that she's taking my jokes so seriously. I'm sorry, maybe I shouldn't have said it with such a straight face, but I was only kidding. Greet her casually. And that, folks, I believe will wrap up this demo of Girls. There's a pretty interesting scenario set up here with the idea that there's this wonderful cafe in this wonderful town of Akihabara, which is in Tokyo, that has this kind of unique setup, and I'm not too familiar with the kind of culture or themes that are surrounding this kind of cafe and the kind of services that they project towards their customers and loyal customers. And I'm not sure what kind of services that they provide, but I'm not sure if one of their services is the kind of service that Nancy would tease towards us in that particular scenario in the office. But thank you all so much for watching, guys. This has been the demo to this game. There will be a link in the description below for both, where you can download the demo for yourselves, and also their Kickstarter as well, if you consider supporting the game for yourselves. And thank you all so much for watching, and see you all in the next video. Have a lovely day and take care of yourselves.